3, 2, 1. Ooh. Oh, so close. Let's unbox this new Cyclenbatt Smart Battery. We've got 2 different lengths of post bolts here. No terminal covers. There's the battery. We do have some product documentation here in this cute little baggie. This is a Group 24 battery. We've got the Smart emblem here with some Bluetooth. It is advertising low temperature charging protection, so we will test that. Very conveniently on the back here, we've actually got QR codes to be able to download the app. And then I always love it when they print this critical specifications on the battery like this. It looks like here we can sustain 130 amps continuous discharge for up to 10 seconds and 330 amps for up to 5 seconds. That'll be interesting to test. This is now the second battery from Cyclenbatt I've been able to get my hands on, and I absolutely love the way they do their manual. It's very premium feeling. Anyway, 2 things to just mention quick in the manual. You can do a 4S4P configuration. I also love the way that Cyclenbatt shows us different ways we can install the battery. Kind of tilted with the terminals pointing down is a no, and then laying down its side with the terminals close to the ground is a no. However, with the terminals facing up, like this on its side, that's okay. It can also be on its side, and of course it could sit flat like normal, and then it can even be upside down too, with the disclaimer that it should not have any chance of shorting out those terminals if it's installed upside down. Not sure why you'd necessarily want to install it upside down, but anyway, it can be. So that's kind of cool. Let's open up the app here. We're just supposed to find the battery here in this list. I think it's this one right here. Let's try it. And it looks like it. So obviously it tells us the state of charge. Looks like when we have a load or a charger connected, it will tell us how many amps are being drawn. And just a single page setup here, very clean. 13.2 volts, no current or power going in or out. We've got a 100% state of health on the battery. That's kind of cool. I've never seen a health meter before on these battery apps. And it looks like you're able to toggle off and on the charging and discharging. We come down here to the cells tab. We are able to see some cell information here. And then down here we've got our temperature reading. Come here to the About tab. We'll keep the language on English. If we come here to History, looks like it will graph some cool stuff. And we're able to see any kind of events or anything. In the Advanced Settings section here, we need a password, which I don't know. So we can't get into there. Battery care. There's some tips and tricks on how to keep your battery in tip-top shape. Oh, cool. And then we get access to the instruction manual here as well. They put their email right here in the app, so it's easy for you to find. I really like this app. It's very well organized, gives you all the information you need, and looks very updated and modern. Okay, we got this Cyclenbatt on this charger, and just take a look at this app here. You can see here on the right, we've got the bar filled up just a little bit, saying 19.7, 19.8 amps. And you can see here in the middle, we've got voltage. We've got the amperage right there again in the middle, putting in 67.9 watts. We've got an estimated charging time there of 1 hour 45 minutes. Everyone's favorite test. Can the Cyclenbatt 12 volt 100 amp hour lithium iron phosphate smart battery run? Follow this white cord, a batch of wash. This is a gas dryer, but it still needs electricity to run the blower and tumble the clothes. But you can see both machines are plugged in right here. If you look back here behind the machines, you'll see that the 240 volt plug is not being used. You might be able to see the gas line back there. And then you'll also see that nothing's plugged into that plug right there. In past tests, we've discovered that the washer is a piece of cake to run. What's hard with the dryer is the surge load needed to get a full load of wet clothes like we've got in there right now, going from 0 to 100, tumbling. That requires a huge amount of starting current. This has defeated many a power station and battery. So let's start with the dryer first. If it gets going, then we'll fire up the washer, and then we'll see how much power both of these use. You can see right here, I've got the app for that smart battery, and we're at a 100% state of charge. The inverter itself, just on and idle, consumes over 50 watts. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, 52.3. Let's fire up these machines and see what happens. All right, starting the dryer in 3, 2, 1. Ooh. Oh, so close. But didn't quite go. The inverter did turn off, and we can see that on the battery discharge, we've shut off our discharge mode. Let's give it a few seconds here to see if it auto restarts. If not, we'll have to see if we can... Oh, it does auto restart. Right on cue. That's perfect. That was so close. So close. Let's give it one more shot here and see if it's able to go. All right, trying again. 3, 2, 1. Nope, just a little too much surge. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing. I like seeing batteries that have overcurrent protection that actually works. Okay, I've disconnected the dryer here, but we do have the washer still connected up, so let's fire this up. We'll be back at the end of this cycle and see what it's pulling on spin mode, because that's what consumes the most power. All right, we are on spin mode, and if you can look here, we're pulling just over 200 watts. So running this batch of wash is a complete walk in the park for this battery. Dryer, not so much. Just getting that started is too much. But wash, piece of cake. All right, the wash is done. how much power did it use out of this battery. We are down to 89% state of charge, so just used about 11% to be able to get close to 8 or 9 batches of wash, just like I did, on one charge of that battery. Again, that's in the washer only, not in the dryer. Can this smart lithium iron phosphate battery from Cyclenbatt power a full-size household vacuum cleaner? Let's find out. We got 1500 watts and 25 amps. Oh, and it just shut down. So overcurrent protection works very well. Happy to see that. So it's been a couple of seconds and the inverter has not turned back on, so that means the BMS in the battery has not restarted. So it's not doing an automatic restart like it did with the overload protection on the dryer. So maybe this vacuum just threw a little too much at it. I'm not sure. Let's see if we can start it back up via the app. So we should be able to just hit this discharging switch. Doesn't look like that's... We can turn off the charging, turn that on, but the discharging doesn't seem to want to turn back on. Okay, let's see what it takes. Okay, we are back up online here, and basically what happened is I was working on hooking this up, because I've got a charger. I thought I might have to hook up a charger to wake it back up, but after a couple of minutes this time, it started automatically and turned on the inverter. So maybe depending on how long of a duration the overcurrent event is, maybe this BMS is set to time out for a certain period of time. I don't know. Let's experiment more. I've got a very heavy load. Got this electric hot plate right here. That will for sure push it over the 100 amp mark, and we'll see what happens with that. All right, here's the hot plate, and you can see it's plugged into that big inverter, and we've got the app right here. So let's fire this up, see what happens. 1700 watts, 134 amps right there. Like I said, 1700 watts. There we go. It just shut off. Notice the time, 7:35. So let's see how long this takes now to restart. All right, so that time was much, much faster. Matter of seconds. And you can see right here, it's still 7:35. So yeah, just a matter of seconds for this battery to restart this time on that overcurrent. So maybe the overcurrent protection on that vacuum was just a fluke that one time and it just took longer. Okay, another one of everyone's favorite tests. Can this battery run, follow this yellow cord, a high-end desktop gaming PC workstation? We've got 3 4K monitors here, and that one is running a 4K gaming benchmark. Come down here, you can see that the outlet is completely empty, and that's because it's getting its power from this cord right here coming from the battery. If we look at the app here, you can see that we're discharging about 50 amps, almost 700 watts of electricity coming out of that battery. So we're not quite a full charge, but you can see it's estimating that we've got an hour and 40-ish minutes of runtime with this PC cranking as hard as it is. Now, this is overclocked and everything, so if you were just doing basic, email, web browsing, word processing, you'd get substantially longer runtimes on a more efficient computer, but this is definitely worst case scenario here, and it's handling it like a champ. Okay, we've got this smart battery from Cyclenbatt, and we're going to find out if you follow this yellow cord here, comes over here and plugs into my full-size kitchen refrigerator. So we're going to find out how long my main kitchen fridge will run off that battery. Now, it does have the Bluetooth Smart app on it, but we're also going to be hooking up the Victron Smart Shunt here to measure the actual capacity we pull from this. This will be a less than a 0.2C rate of discharge, so that usually skews the numbers to the lower side, but I try to see something above 95 amp hours if possible. We have this power station here that will be serving 2 purposes for us. It will be converting the DC power from this battery to AC, and then it also provides a little bit of buffer in case I'm not right here when the battery dies, and it'll keep my fridge going and to keep my food cold. I've zeroed everything out on the Smart Shunt app, so let's go ahead and plug this DC into the power station, and then let's go ahead and plug the fridge in here. Notice it's 11:10 a.m. when this test is getting started. Okay, it's been a number of hours, and let's see what the results here are. Battery just died not too long ago, only about a half hour ago. And if you look, it's 8:42 a.m. the next day. So this battery just ran my full-size fridge for approximately 21 hours. And if we check right here, you can see we've discharged 98 amp hours. As long as I'm above 95 amp hours, that is really good for such a slow drain that's under a 0.2C rate. Great job, Cyclenbatt. We've got the Cyclenbatt 12-volt battery out here in the outdoors. Got a 3,000 watt inverter right there. Come through this cord, plugs into this cord, comes over, and is plugged into this 120 volt mini split heat pump. We're going to fire this up on cooling today and see if that Cyclenbatt battery is able to run it. Fired right up, piece of cake. It's a very mild day. It's only in the 70s, so this is not having to work hard at all. If we come here and take a look at the app, you can see that we're fluctuating between 150 watts, and then it jumps up to like 200 something watts periodically. There it goes. And then it drops back down. So very, very minimal power pull off this battery at this point. Now, I've seen this ramp all the way up to maybe like 900 watts in the winter, especially in heat pump mode. Air conditioning, it runs quite a bit more efficiently. But even in heat pump mode, it will ramp down to the low 200s, maybe 300 watt range. So this will run that mini split for easily an hour and a half to up to 3 hours, just depending on the outside conditions and how hard you're pushing the machine. Okay, I got this Cyclenbatt Smart Battery connected up to this giant 3000 watt Runtime inverter, and we've got this extension cord coming down here, in here, and it's connected to this easy generator transfer switch. This is super sweet because I can just plug this in from an inverter or power station or a generator, flip the switch up to generator, and I get power to my critical appliance, this whole home gas furnace. I'll leave a link to the video for when I installed this switch down in the description so you can check it out. Game changer for critical 120 volt appliances like this furnace. All right, let's see if this Cyclenbatt can run this. We have ignition, and the fan is fully up to speed. Take a look at the app here. You can see right here we were pulling just over 500 watts, and it's estimating a runtime of about 2.5 hours with basically a full charge. And something to remember is that furnaces never hardly run 2.5 hours non-stop unless your house has gotten really, really cold. It's going to turn on and turn off, turn on and turn off. So you're going to get significantly longer run times due to that cycling action than you would if it was running 2.5 hours non-stop. All right, can this Cyclenbatt 12 volt smart battery, in conjunction with this 3000 watt energy inverter, run a full-size microwave? And yes, the microwave's in my garage. I don't cook in it. I just do testing it for you guys. So I doubt it based on how we've seen this battery perform. It has really good overcurrent protection. Let's find out. 3, 2, 1. Started it. Almost 2,000 watts coming out of that battery. 153 amps. And there it goes. So we only got about 12 seconds of runtime before the overcurrent protection on this battery kicked in, which is very, very good to see. So this is a very safe battery, and I'm happy to see how it's doing on these heavy load tests that push it beyond what it's rated for. Okay, we just got this Cyclenbatt battery out of the freezer. You can probably see the frost there on it. And down here in big letters it says low temperature protection. So let's see what happens. We've got this lithium iron phosphate battery charger right here. It's in standby mode with the blinking green light. When we connect it up, what we should see is that light change to red for a few seconds and then change immediately back to green. Took a few extra seconds, but it did kick it off. So this battery does have low temperature charging protection. And we pull up the app, there's a warning down here saying low temp charging. Very good job, Cyclenbatt. So Cyclenbatt really did a good job with this battery. I previously tested their mini style of this, but didn't have the smart capability, and I think this has definitely made some major improvements, aside from the fact that it's a little bigger than the mini size, but not by much. The BMS is way better dialed in on this battery. And the overcurrent protection is very quick acting, maybe even slightly to the side of too quick acting, just because for some of those surge loads, it shut the battery down before the surge load even had a chance to subside. I would say better to err on the side of caution, right? And have it protect more than, give. And you just can't beat smart batteries. Any of you who've been part of the channel for any period of time know that I absolutely love smart batteries, and being able to just pull up the app and see what's going on without needing any kind of shunt or anything like that is just a huge benefit. So those are my thoughts. I want to hear from you guys now. Please leave your comments down below. I always say the smartest people are in my comment section. I want to hear from you. I want to know what you think of this and what you think of the results of the testing today. You can't tell, these videos take quite a bit of time and effort to produce and compile, so please consider doing a few things for me. Like the video, comment, subscribe, and share. 4 completely free things for you to do, but they benefit the channel tremendously. You guys are all awesome. Sure appreciate you. We'll catch y'all next time.